it has gone way beyond just watching TV. We work on laptops and computers. We work on our phones, mobile phones. Teaching is happening even in schools through gadgets with screens, and of course entertainment and even these are gadgets which give us so much of information, and knowledge sharing happens through screens. So we cannot really come out of the world of screens in this era. But then all of us know that it is not good. What is happening now, especially with our children and young adolescents, what is happening now is not the right thing. So people do recognize that screen time is becoming a major issue, and that's why we thought we will have this talk, and I would thank our Reverend Emmanuel Nehemiah and my co-AC members for giving me this opportunity. So let us begin with what do you mean by screen time? Okay. So let's go to the next slide. Can we have the next slide, please? So this is the outline of my talk. We have an introduction, and then we go into what is screen time and what are the what exactly do you mean by excessive screen time, and the importance of physical activity. So it goes hand in hand. More screen time means lesser and lesser opportunity for physical activity. So what is the importance of physical activity? And increasing screen exposure and diminishing play. What are the health issues? That's why we are here for. What are the appropriate limits for screen time? How to find the right balance between physical activity and screen time? And what are the role of parents when it comes to managing screen time for our children? Next slide, please. So this is a patient which I saw in my clinic, and on his t-shirt, what does it say? It says, "Doing nothing is my passion." So he says that doing nothing is his passion. That means his parents are also encouraged that they don't want their child to do anything. He's wearing this t-shirt and thing. So that's sort of what we're thinking. Are we as parents doing? Do we have the understanding about how much we are letting our children to use the screens, and at the same time, are we really enforcing our children to play, to run around and play, like these children are running around now? So, are we doing that? Next slide, please. So, the definition of screen time, I got this from the internet. So, screen time is nothing but the amount of time spent using an electronic device with a display screen. Any device, it's not just for mobile phones, any device with a display screen, and if you are spending time in front of it, that is screen time. Okay. So next slide. Now what is excessive screen time? Screen time is there. What do you mean by excessive screen time? Now we are going to a basic part of our routine day, everyday routine. What all we do? What do we do? We need time for physical activities, at least for about 1 hour a day. Maybe for children it will be play time, or for adults it might be walking or some exercise routine. And Good uninterrupted sleep at night. Uninterrupted sleep at night for at least 8 to 10 hours per day, depending on the age. I'm sorry about the small fonts. I probably should have divided this slide into two. But so good uninterrupted sleep for at least 8 to 10 hours per day. We need time for our schoolwork, children. So children should have time for their schoolwork. Children should have time for meals. Okay, meals and holding the phone or watching TV and meals should not happen together. We need time for hobbies. The children should be given no time for hobbies. Family time together with the family. That's why I put it in bold. Family time and time for prayer and devotion. These are the, I would say, parts of our everyday life. When you divide our life or 24 hours, all this should be there. These are the basic things. But if any of these activities are displaced due to screen use, then it is called as excessive screen time. That means your gadget is interfering in your basic daily activities. If you are spending time in front of the screen, the children are spending time in front of the screen, which is going to interrupt these basic activities like your meals, the hobbies, family time, prayer, devotion time, sleep time, physical activity time. If it is interfering, that means your child is exposed to excessive screen time. Okay. Next slide. So we all understand that this is a major issue now, and how do we say that my child is actually addicted? Because I told you at the beginning itself that we cannot remove screens from our life; it is there to stay. But how do we identify that we are overweight? Next slide, please. Can you go back to the previous slide? Previous slide? Yeah. Okay. So next slide. So now we are talking about excessive screen time. And once you go into excessive screen time, you are going to have addiction and physical and mental effects. So there is this child who is the first boy. You can see that he is watching TV and eating. Very obese, overweight child. And the second, the one at the top right, he is watching some violent or playing some violent video game on the screen. And the third boy, you see, he is not even interacting. He is focused on the screen. So these are things which we all have. Can we switch off this light so that the screen becomes more visible? You can switch off. Now it's slightly better. See now. So can I go to the next slide? So what happens when a child? I have put a screen watching, but you can say screen or mobile phone or anything. So what happens is when a child watches excessive of TV or mobile phone or any screen device, it damages the child's creativity, hampers proportional growth of intelligence. Because when the child is exposed to TV or a phone, the child does not get time to think. The child just, he's just watching the TV and, the scenes are coming one after the other. So he is not thinking about what is being streamed on the screen. He is only thinking about, watching it and thinking it. But children, when we say, their brain development happens when they are watching the surroundings, thinking about it, and then they are getting time to analyze what they are seeing. But here it's not like that. It's a continuous inflow of images and videos. So what happens is, there is no time for the brain to think and analyze the content which is there. So the child becomes less smart. Child can become obese. And obviously there is problems with eyesight. Child gets frequent headaches, and it's like this. Next slide. So it can affect the child's sleep, attention span is reduced, child becomes frustrated, tired, and he or she does not like to do any physical activity, because over a period of time, child becomes more and more lazy, and emotional regulation can be affected. So they become, we are seeing that in our children also. Now, when we were all children, we would like to go out with our parents. We were waiting for them to take us out. But nowadays, children are becoming less emotionally attached. The children are more happy if you let them alone with their phones or in front of the TV. So these are things which are, in the very near future, we are going to have a group of young adults who are very poor, who are very weak emotionally. We are creating that population of young adults who are not very sociable, they don't socialize well, they don't interact with their communities in this world. Okay. So next slide. So the child spends less time exploring the surroundings. He does not look at what is happening around him. When I see children, when I see one child, the other child, the elder sibling or the younger sibling, he should actually be looking at what is happening in my table, what I am doing, what I am saying, or looking at what I have in my table. But no, the parents give the child phone to the child, and the child is always, throughout the concentration, the child is only looking at the phone. So the child loses that opportunity to learn something from the surroundings. So that is an important side effect or adverse effect of excessive screen time. And communication, as I said, communication, socialization, social skills, all can get affected. We have our children who don't, when we want to go and visit a relative's house, we have our children who say, you go. We are not coming, we are not interested. Or when a relative or a friend comes home, they just because we tell them, they'll just come and say hello, and then what happens? They go away. That interaction is lacking. They are happy to be let alone by the visitors. Why? Because they have something else to, keep their attention. Throughout the day, they are very happy in front of the screens which is given to them. So that very sadly, that socialization, the social interaction is missing. So if we let this go on, then we are going to, as I said, you can imagine what happens to our children. They are going to the individuals who have lesser and lesser awareness about the community, about the surroundings, about the environment. So here are some real problems. 3-year-old children addicted to mobiles and tablets and TV and or whatnot. School children addicted to video games. High school children addicted to Facebook, online games, etc. So is like we talk about drug addiction, we talk about smoking addiction, we talk about alcohol addiction. But screen addiction is an equally or even more dangerous problem in today's world. So if we do not tackle it, we are going to have young adolescents and adults who will threaten you with suicide if you don't give them a home. That day is going to come. It's already there. It's already there in the Western world. Children, commit suicide or they even go to extreme criminal activities when they are told not to use the mobile phone. So here also it is coming, and sometimes parents give it to children thinking that okay, if I don't give the phone, he's going to start throwing a tantrum or he's going to start crying. And nowadays, what I observe is that children are overprotective. They don't. The parents are they say that okay, I don't want my child to cry. Fine, but there is a limit. You should be able to say no to your child. Otherwise, your child will never grow into a responsible adult because he will not be able to adjust with the society in the future. So, college students spend about 10 hours a day on cell phones. Now, it is only increasing. 10 hours a day is actually lesser now. Probably now it might be 15 hours. And 8 to 18-year-olds spend 7 hours a day on mobile or internet. Imagine younger children watching 4 hours of TV a day. A 4-year-old child or 3-year-old child, if he is watching TV on the phone 4 hours in a day, that potential 4 hours which he should be using to improve his intelligence for the brain to develop is gone. So up to 10% of children who play video games are addicted to it. So addiction, and they need counseling by a child psychiatrist. So it is got to that extent. The children, even though we will not take these children to child psychiatrists, but actually they need, because parents, once they become addicted, most parents are unable to deal with them, and if they don't get help, then those children are going to have a lot of trouble. The families are also going to suffer. So it's time that we take it seriously. And so what happens when they are addicted to phones or TV or gadgets? On the other hand, the physical activity comes on. Now, is physical activity important? We all know very much. It is very, very important. Why? Because physical activity gives us a healthy body. It promotes normal growth pattern among children. It helps in preventing obesity, and at the same time it helps in preventing underweight. Both underweight and overweight will be prevented by a good routine physical activity. And it also promotes good appetite. Children who play well, they have a good appetite. They eat well. Eat well in the sense, what happens is, when they play, they are more amenable, or they are more receptive to regular home food. Children who don't have any physical activity, they always are looking for snacks, looking for high-calorie junk food. They don't like the normal idli, dosa, sambar which you make at home. Because they're not hungry, they want something which is more tasty. And when you say tasty, it's usually junk food. So for good appetite, you need a good physical activity and a good playtime. And now games and playing is not just about going out and playing for the sake of being healthy physically. It promotes creativity. When children play great games, they think about the game, how to win, how to do well in the game. So it promotes creativity. It promotes problem-solving skills, because every game is about solving problems. How to solve a problem, and It promotes motor skills. We see children who cannot, even wear their own shoes or wear their own dresses properly because they lack motor skills. We are seeing more and more children like that. So motor skills, for motor skills, outdoor games, playing is very, very important. Otherwise, they do not learn any motor skills. It relieves stress because they play with their friends, they play with their family members, relieves stress. It promotes bonding, friendships, more importantly, sacrifices. When you play, when children play with each other, they learn to accept failure. They learn to, help each other. They learn to sacrifice something for their friends. They learn to help their teammates to do. So the team effort, the team effort comes in. Otherwise, what happens is it's about me. The child is at home. He does not play much outside. He does not have many friends. But at the same time, he is given everything whatever he asks for. So when he grows, he hardly knows what is sacrificing, what it is to have failure. Because till then, whatever he has asked for, he is doing. So when they become adults, for them to assist their colleagues at work, sacrificing or accepting failures, accepting setbacks, even in marriage, there is a problem because they have never understood that what it is to sacrifice or to accept failures as it comes. If any setback is there, they don't know how to react. So, all this, the root cause can be traced back to the fact that the child, when they are growing up, they are pampered and they are mostly at home, mostly addicted to gadgets, and they are being given everything by their parents. And when working parents are there, they are also content to just let their kids play at home without running. நான் வீட்டில் என் பசங்க என்ன சும்மா விட்டா போதும் நான் let them watch TV and let them do whatever. But as long as I am not disturbed, I let my kids do whatever. So that is the attitude of most young parents now, because both of them are working. So they let their kids do whatever they want to do. So all this, these emotional aspects, social aspects, are the ones which are going to affect our social fabric over the next 10 years or so. We are going to have a lot of children or a lot of adolescents who grow into adults, and they are not. I won't say they are going to become responsible adults. Next, most importantly, here say exercise and games are only for the body. No, it is a well-known fact that if a child or any child who plays regularly, who does a lot of physical activity, those are the children who do well mentally also. They perform well at school, they study well at school. So physical activity helps schooling and academic performance as well. It's not playing, not only for the body, it's for the spirit, it's for the mind also. Children who are active, they tend to perform better academically compared to children who are more sedentary, children who don't, exercise much. Okay. Now, when you say play, what kind of play? There are different types of play. Physical play. Physical play, then it is nothing but your games, your cricket, your football, basketball. They are all physical games, physical play, where you can play as a team or you can play individually. Social play, playing with your friends, playing with your family members, relatives. So that is social play. And creative play. Creative play could be like for a small child building blocks, or playing, or drawing something, or painting something. So they are all creative play, or doing some artwork, or building something at home with the cardboard or something. So they are all creative play. And imaginative play, which you would have seen children it's called as imagination. So now all these four categories of play is important, and it's good to have a combination of everything for all children. Next slide. So a child who is addicted to screen time but does not play much becomes ill frequently, and sickness related absenteeism is absent from school very frequently, excessive weight gain, he is depressed, he is anxious, and they may go into metabolic syndrome, and nothing but excessive weight gain, diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure. They see a lot of young adults and adolescents with high blood pressures, so and they are obese, and their blood sugars get pretty high. So all these problems can complicate a child who is addicted to screen. So next slide. Now we all know that our children are using a lot of phones and TV. But how will we make out whether the child is actually addicted? Whether there is screen addiction? Whether my child is having a screen addiction? How do we make out? If the child is restless, irritable, or moody, then there is no TV or phone. When TV is buying the phone, he becomes very restless. He does not know how to react. He starts throwing temper tantrums. Poor sleep, uses device late into the night. When he should be sleeping, he or she should be sleeping, he is still with the phone in his hand. Thus, your child prefer to skip family activities. That's what I told you. Family trip or going to somebody's house or somebody is coming home. But your child is not involved in it. Does he do that? Does your child get away from family time together and be alone with computer, phone, etc.? Does your child seem to crave more and more screen time? Does not perform well in school because of excessive time spent in front of the TV, his school performance is becoming more and more worse. Next slide. Reduced interest in outdoor play. He does not want to go and play outdoors. He or she does not play with toys. He or she has difficulty in concentrating. Always throws a tantrum, temper tantrum. Always starts shouting, crying. You take away the phone, they start shouting and crying. This is where parents maybe at times they give up. They say, okay, if I take away the phone from my child, he's going to start crying and shouting. What will people around me think? So he knows that, and that's why they throw up a tantrum when you take away their phones. And he's always restless. The child is always restless. So all these could be evidence that your child can be having screen addiction. Okay. So how do we set limits? How do we prevent screen addiction? This, I think, you search on the internet, everywhere you get this information. Up to 2 years, ideally no screen time. What I see parents doing is that right from the age of say 6 months or at 6 months, the baby is put to bed or made quite by putting some tea or switching on some songs or something on the phone, so that the child doesn't start life. But 9 months, 10 months, 1 year, 1.5 years, the parents are so happy to give the phone to the child because, oh, yeah, my son is able to take photographs. My son is able to play videos on the phone. They even say, sir, he even knows the password. He can even open the password and then open it. Now, these things the parents and grandparents are very happy. They think that, okay, my child is a genius. 1.5-year-old child, that is nothing. Because children, compared to adults, they pick up electronics, they pick up operating gadgets very, very easily. it is not that they are genius or they are very extremely intelligent. They can easily operate all these gadgets much more easily than adults can. So, you know, parents are so happy that their children are able to use these gadgets. But that's a very sad thing, you know, because that's the time when children should learn exploring, touching things, holding things. Something is hot, something is heavy, something is light, something is soft, something is bright, something looks beautiful. Some smell, some taste. Go to the kitchen, look at the food that is being cooked. Look at look at what all the mother is using to use in the kitchen. How does she cut? How does she cook? So these are the things that the child should be observing and learning. But what the child is doing is only the phone in front or sitting in front of the TV. So that should be avoided. Up to 2 years, ideally there should not be any screen time at all. 2 to 5 years, 1 hour of screen time per day is acceptable. 6 to 12 years, 1 to 2 hours per day. About 12 years, screen time should be balanced with other activities. So, about 12 years is no cutoff, but then, as I told you at the beginning, the sleep, the physical activity, study time, homework, everything should happen. Along with that, whatever screen time can be permitted, then we can allow. But so I will say screens are unavoidable. We cannot avoid because there are some good things also. Watching TV and watching phones are not entirely bad. We cannot say okay, in TV phone we can't do that. But at the same time, it is if you are able to control the amount of screen time our children are, it's going to be good for them. Next slide. What about holidays? Holidays, they all the power. For many kids, when we say don't use, the other days when we are saying okay, don't use too much of TV and all, they accept it. But they think that okay, holiday which is a full time or full time from morning till night. Well, that is really bad because when there is a holiday schedule, you have to schedule things for doing their chores. Chores now what is it? Their daily activities. Chores means working at home, helping the parents at home, and taking care of their own. I'll show you a chart. It's called a chore chart, where it gives us an idea of what all work children can do at home. So time should be allotted for chores, for outdoor activity, play, reading, etc. And screen time should be a part of the routine holiday schedule. And screen time should not be the only schedule on a holiday. And we should all encourage hobbies. Nowadays many children do not have hobbies. If you ask them, what is your hobby? Watching movies. Now watching movies and listening to YouTube songs and all, they are not hobbies. Hobbies means you use your own creativity, you get involved in gardening, or having an aquarium at home, or painting, or getting involved in some creating a model or something like that. So those are the hobbies which we need to promote. And holidays are the perfect days when these kind of hobbies. Even traveling can be a hobby. You can go for a trekking or something. Hobbies have to be encouraged, which will also help children to learn about by pursuing some hobby. It can be a music instrument also. So, this screen is too, you can't really see the screen very well, but it says age appropriate chores for children. You go to the internet and you search for chore chart or age appropriate chore chart for kids. It will tell you at different ages what all the child can do. No, children should not do any work. Now, if you look at it, a 3-year-old child, the chart says, can pick up toys and books. That means what? A 3-year-old child should be made to pick up his own toys and put it in the cupboard. Okay. An adolescent child or a 13, 14-year-old child can do his own laundry, meaning washing clothes, either in the washing machine or by hand. He should be able to do that. And he should be able to wash the car. Okay, so practically for every age there is a chart. At what age the children should do what work at home. There are many charts. So you can just download it from the net and see. And it's very important for us to make our children. Like I said, the children should go to the kitchen and help out their mother with cooking. Then only they will know how the vegetables are clean, how they are clean. I had a young doctor once in CSA hospital. I gave him a ginger, inji. We were having a cooking program. So I gave him ginger and I asked him to clean it and cut it. He brings one scissor and he's trying to cut the ginger. And I was laughing. I said, what is this you're doing? It's a piece of ginger, so you have to wash it. It is a root. It is under the soil. Children don't know. And the doctor says, sir, I have never gone into my kitchen. I have never seen how these things are made. Never. He has never seen it. So he thinks that the food is just automatically just made, or it's made in the hotel. Why should we really learn about it? So they don't know. If you don't teach them, they don't even know that the ginger is something which grows under the soil. They don't know that tomatoes will grow in a small plant. They think that tomatoes are like apples, they grow in a tree. So, if we don't make them do our household work, what as per their ages, they are not going to learn it. So, it's very important that children are taught to do their own work at home. Next slide. So, all this can be done only when we have a set limit. We have to set limits for our children. Set clear rules, like no watching TV when you are eating. So eating time should be different from screen time. Many families, many children eat with the phone in their hands. That means they are not concentrating on the food. They are only their concentration is on it. So what happens is they are not enjoying the food. They don't know the taste. And they become very picky eaters. Only when it is tasty they will eat. If it is not very tasty or if it is a regular food, they don't eat. Time should be separate with the family and not in front of the people. So that's important. So bedtime also avoid screens. Consistent, make it a consistent routine. School homework time, play time, screen time, meal time. For everything there should be a set routine which has to be followed every day at all times. No, there should not be any different rules for different days. It should be the same for all the children, all of them. And also, as I said, engage in other activities, fun activities, crafts, etc. Next. Have we watching at designated times, watch appropriate programs, monitor what your child is watching. So that's very important. What your child is watching, you need to monitor. Okay, what is coming? You keep asking questions. If your child mobile phone what you should do, you should keep asking. Why did this happen? Why did this man do this? Why did this boy go there? So keep asking questions so that they think about whatever they are watching on TV. So if you have a young child who wants to watch something, be with them and keep asking them questions about whatever program they are watching. Reduce exposure to commercials. Yes, many of the soft drinks and McDonald's and KFC and all that. Children are exposed to that and they finally become addicted to only junk food. So commercials, I think younger children or kids should be avoiding commercials. And after 9 you go to TV. Okay. And cold turkey. Cold turkey, what I said earlier, how to one of the methods to avoid or get your child away from TV addiction if your child is addicted to TV or phone. Cold turkey means just stop everything, give it up. We get the TV along with it for 3 months, don't bring it. That's called cold turkey. Stopping everything. No trying to explain, no trying to set the timing. Just stop and give the TV, phone, avoid everything and then just make sure that the child is not at all exposed. That is called cold turkey. We can try that in extreme cases, but in most cases, just setting routines and setting limits will be enough. So, outdoor activities are extremely important on the other hand. And next slide. So, we said, okay, children should not watch TV, children should not, watch, they should play outdoor, they should watch appropriate content, they should eat properly, eat on time and all that. But the problem is with the adults only. Parents should first be a good role model. If the parents are always watching TV, always watching web series and serials and they are with their own phone all the time, obviously the kids are not going to just listen to what you are doing. So we as parents have to be good role models. So we have to have that family time, prayer time, devotion. We have to follow whatever we are telling our children, we have to follow. If we tell them don't watch TV for more than 1 hour, we also should follow the same. Otherwise, what will happen is your children are not going to listen to you. They are just going to say, being late, then why would I listen? So parents have to be role models. Whatever we want our children to do, we have to also follow the same. So that's like, right? Thank you. Next time. Thank you. Anybody has any questions? Anything you would like to know more? So are all the parents good role models? Are the children get them?
More than someone numbers watching TV or any other media which how they are affected, how their eyes are affected.
Yeah, eyes definitely because when the blue light is, it's very harmful. It interferes with their eyesight and interferes with their sleep routine, and they become restless. Or the amount of radiation, whatever screen, even light, there is something called background radiation. So all of us are exposed to this background radiation, sunlight radiation is there. All these lights which are there in the church, they also have some radiation. So we are living in a pool of radiation which is bad for our body, bad for our eyes. But when you are in front of the screen, right in front of the screen, the amount of radiation which your eyes are taking is enormous. So one of the things which we see is, when I was a boy, there might have been one student in our class with spectacles. We used to call them soda bottle. correct? Now, you go to any school and take any class photo. On an average, out of 15 to 20 children are wearing specs. So, definitely, these things are affecting the vision, affecting and there is an eye, there strain in the eyes. The children keep on blinking all the time. So, one of the physical effect of radiation and screen time is affecting your vision. But more importantly, I would say is the mental aspects, which is more worrying. Lack of socialization, not sleeping well, putting on weight. Those are things which they are even more worrying. So, especially when it comes to eyes, what they say, suppose, because during COVID we had everybody, all the students and the people who were working, everybody had online classes. So, morning, 7, 8 o'clock onwards, then evening 4 o'clock onwards, all the classes were taken on screens. So, what the advice the experts advise is every 20 minutes, take a break. Okay. Look at a place which is, or look at an object which is 20 meters away. Shift your eyes, focus on an object which is 20 meters away. So every 20 minutes, take a break, shift your attention or look at an object which is 20 meters away and blink about 20 times. Do this for 1 or 2 minutes, blink 20 minutes before going back and blinking the screen. So that would protect your, reduce the damage to your eyes. So every 20 minutes, take a break, look at an object, just blink and blink your eyes. So that is the advice of given by the eye specialists to prevent damage to your eyes. But do you agree with me that this generation of children don't like to interact with people?
Yeah.
We have to tell them. We have to tell them, wish them, talk to them. And even if you talk, they just answer in one line or one sentence. That's all. After they have nothing more to talk.
Yes.
Because they don't know what else to talk.
Yeah. Social life நாம் பாதிக்கப்படுவது பெரிய ஒரு
because why they are not, it's not that they are because of the generation gap, because they have so much of things to tell. Now, when we were growing up, the TV was there, and the TV also only one channel was there. Doordarshan used to come at 6:30 in the evening, and then all the programs, children were not watching only 1 or 2 days in the week, movies and some songs. That's all. So we did not have anything else. We were outdoors. We were playing only. Okay, so I remember the TV we bought when I was in 8th standard. So we were playing outdoors. Our parents had to literally drag us inside the house. Irritated. 7 மணி ஆனாலும் நாம வீட்டில் தான் இருப்போம். Okay, whatever, we used to play anything from cricket, flying kites. How many children have flown a kite? They don't even know how it works. Flying kites, they play cricket, playing tops, up around, goalie, TT, we used to play everything. And our children, our parents used to bring a stick to bring us inside. Now we have to take a stick to chase them out. We have to tell them, go out and play, go and play with your friends, go and meet your relatives, come with us. Even if you take them out also, the moment they are inside the car, they sleep. நம்மள என்ன பண்ணுவோம், பஸ்ஸில் ஊருக்கு போகிறோம்னா ராத்திரி 1 மணிக்கு ஜன்னல் பக்கத்தில் லைட்டாக தடுத்து வெளியிலே பார்க்கணும். 1 மணி ஆனாலும் நம்ம தூங்குவோம். அப்படியே உடம்பு the moment they are in the car, they are bored. They are very easily bored. ஏன்னா எதுவும் கையில் கேட்ஜெட்ஸ் இல்லைன்னா they don't know how to pass time. So that's a very sad and serious situation. So what happens when they become one is now a lot of divorces because husband and wife, they don't know how to adjust. They don't know how to, give up or sacrifice for each other. They are brought up like that.
Actually, how it affects the marriage.
They cannot get along well at work. Because many youngsters I say, oh, other company. It's not bad. Any place they do have some work. And கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டப்பட்டு ஒரு வேலைக்கு வந்து கஷ்டமா இருந்துச்சுன்னா அதை அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ண தெரியும். They don't want to adjust to that extra work. They immediately quit, go to another company. And parents are also like that. When your son is a youngster, he has to work hard. He has to learn. So all work, all pay and less work is not good. So that's because from childhood they are brought up. They don't want to. They want to have a cool. This is not good at all.
Childhood period only impact பண்ணாதனால இந்த மாதிரி issues வந்து adjust பண்றது இல்ல the characters காரணமா நம்மளுடைய போட்டு adjust பண்றதுனால
நம்ம also set goals for them and learn how to say no to the children. எல்லாத்துக்கும் yes போட்டுருந்தா இந்த பசங்க they will not grow well. They should learn that okay, my parents are saying no, no. But what is happening is yes for everything. That is also even a small child has got individually, they all have smartphones. But then after 9 bedroom or sleeping area, the phone should not be, or TV should not be. You should, in your house, you should have places where there is no gadgets, no screens. Your dining room should not have any screen. Your bedroom should not have any screen. Phones should be kept after 9 o'clock. Phones should not be at the bedside. Except maybe doctors, because we sleep with the phone next to us. Okay, right. Thank you.
motor activity understand that.
No, I have how to improve the motor skills.
How to improve the motor skills? See, now say you play cricket. Okay. When a bowler is bowling ball, it's not a natural thing to just match the cricket and the ball. You have a speed level. And the speed calculate பண்ணா நம்ம வந்து அதுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி நம்ம பேட் மேல ஏறுறோம். அது mind is calculating. Your mind is calculating the speed at which the ball is coming, and it's also calculating that you know milliseconds your bat should go behind so that it can come and hit the ball, or just take throwing the ball. So you want to throw the ball here or there or from the boundary. Your mind will calculate the amount of force that you need to throw the ball to 10 feet, to throw the ball to 50 feet. So these are all motor skills which will come with practice. Muscle memory with practice. And other than so a simple thing like washing the craft, if your children have not done it, they don't know that, one is scratch up. Beads so there you need to have a different technique to clean it. You remember our cycles, we used to put a cloth and then do this. How many of our children know that? There is a method of cleaning the body of the vehicle. There is a method of cleaning the. For everything, your hand dexterity is different. Cleaning into the wheel, you have to put your fingers inside it. Outside is the same. So all this, even flying a kite, for example, controlling it. your dexterity, your coordination between your different body parts, your coordination, hand-eye coordination. When you want to hit a ball or play tennis or badminton, the shuttle comes at this height, and your hand should be at the right place at the right millisecond. Then only the shuttle will hit the ball. So all this is only with practice, with play. Only then you can learn. You might go into a strong habit, but if you don't know how to, if you're not experienced in those physical activities, you're not going to be good at it. So motor skills will come only with experience. Otherwise, children buttoning the shirt, unbuttoning the shirt, tying shoelaces, if they are not done. So they are getting experience in those activities only, then only, one activity panna, the knowledge of they will apply it to another activity. So for a screwdriver, பெரிய போல்ட் கழுத்துக்கு இந்த டைரக்ஷனில் திரும்பணும் அப்படின்னு ஸ்பேனர் யூஸ் பண்ணுறது or screwdriver or any simple tools use பண்ணுறது. They will apply their mind. Okay, that day I did this with this tool. So to do this, I need a bigger hammer or bigger spanner or whatever. So those will come with experience. But otherwise, suddenly they don't know what to do.
Because spanners, screwdriver, counter,
we used to, either by force or by our own interest, we used to do all those things. Nowadays, for everything we call the technician and they come and do it. We don't know it, we don't have time, our kids are not taught, and everything is, those kind of learning experience are not there.
நம்ம டீச்சர் புது ஸ்கூல்ல ஸ்பானர்ஸ் இதெல்லாம் நம்ம நிறைய யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. சொன்னா சைக்கிள் பண்றது, எவ்வளவு பிரச்சனையை சீக்கிரம் பண்றது, வெளியே பண்றது, இந்த மாதிரி மோர் இருந்துச்சு. பட் நீங்க எல்லாமே கம்மி ஆயிடுச்சு. ஏன்னா
correct uncle. No, that's actually true. Correct uncle. Yeah, like we are learnt from the smallish too. Like if you go in degree also, there's no more textbooks. So they only ask you to, everything is provided in the technology itself. So no one refers as textbook. It's everything in phone itself. So when you give like that, even students are addicted to phones. Even like you take 5th standard, 6th standard now these days. First we have textbooks. Now everything they have in phone, WhatsApp, they send notes and they start accepting.
How to boil milk, completely YouTube the search.
Yeah.
The father will go and take the phone and how to boil milk. 20 years is never seen boiling milk or that.
I know you said the example, the engine. அது எப்படி கட் பண்றதுன்றதே இன்னைக்கு இன்ஜின் அசென்டர்ல வாட்டர் பைப்
இன்ஜின் எடுத்து அது முதல்ல மண் இருக்கும், அதை வாஷ் பண்ணணும். அதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம கட்டி எடுத்து ஓட்டணும். அதுக்கப்புறம் அதை திருப்பி வாஷ் பண்ணணும். அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் அதை வந்து பீஸ் பீஸாக கட் பண்ணணும். அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் அதை மிக்சியில் போட்டு
எப்படி நம்ம இந்த இன்கிரீடியன்ஸை நம்ம எப்படி கொண்டு வரணுன்றத கத்தவே நம்ம சொல்லி கொடுக்கலையா? அதை பற்றி ஒரு அவேர்னஸ் இல்லாமல் போயிடுச்சு.
சிஎஸ்ஐ ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் ஒரு தடவை நினைச்சு சிக்கன் பிரியாணி பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு எல்லா பாட்லக்காக, பிகாஸ் வி ஹேவ் திஸ் பாட்லக் ப்ரோக்ராம். ஸோ எவ்ரி டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் ஸோ ஐ யூஸ் டு என்ஜாய் குக்கிங். ஸோ I before marriage I was a good cook. After marriage my wife does not let me to much of cooking. ஏன்னா நான் கிச்சனில் போனால் எல்லாம் அங்கே வீசுகிறேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு she does not allow me. It is not true. I always clean up and wash up everything. But so we said, okay, as doctors எல்லாம் excited ஆகினாங்க. Two of my students, they are doctors who are doing me. ஒருத்தர்கிட்ட போயிட்டு இஞ்சி க்ளீன் பண்ணி இதை கட் பண்ணி கொண்டாங்க, பூண்டு கார்லிக், ரெண்டு பேரும் ஒரு 15-20 மினிட்ஸ் ஆகிட்டு ஒரு பீஸ் இஞ்சியும் சீசர், அவரும் ஒரு பூண்டும் சீசர்மா ரெண்டு பேரும் ஒரு மாதிரி வந்து பார்த்து சொன்னாங்க, சார் இது என்ன பண்ணோம் எனக்கு தெரியல. ரெண்டு பேரும் நீங்கள் பூண்டு இங்கெல்லாம் உடச்சதே கிடையாது. they become sharper.
Yeah.
அவங்க அப்ளை பண்ணணும், படிச்சதை அப்ளை பண்ணணும், மக்கள் பண்ணுறது.
நான் 3 பாயிண்ட் நீங்க வேல்யூ பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. ஒன்று மேரிட் லைஃப், இன்னொன்று அகாடமிக் லைஃப், இன்னொன்று சோஷியல் லைஃப். ஸோ இந்த 3 வெரி இம்பார்ட்டண்டாக இருக்குது. ஃபிசிக்கல் ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ், அவுட்டோர் ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ். ஸோ இன்னைக்கு இந்த அவுட்டோர் ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் இல்லாததுனால இந்த 3 ஏரியாவையும் நம்ம ஜென்ரேஷன் வந்து என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, சஃபர் ஆகிட்டு இருக்கிறாங்க. நீங்க சின்னதுல இருந்து நான் வந்து நம்ம எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸே அதை வந்து நம்ம எப்படிலாம் அஃபெக்ட் ஆகுது.
ஏன்னா அது இப்போ ஒரு குடிக்காரன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது அந்த அடிக்ஷன் வந்து நம்ம பார்க்க முடியுது, ஆல்கஹால் ஆர் ட்ரக் அடிக்ட். பட் திஸ் இஸ் சம்திங் விச் இஸ் கில்லிங் அவர் சொசைட்டி வித்தவுட் இட் இஸ் நம்ம முதுகில் குடிக்கிறது
சைலண்ட் கில்லர்.
we are not, we don't take action. There is going to be a lot of problems. Okay, thank you.
Any questions right now?
Any more questions?
Any comments? Danny?
Did I say something new or
No, it's
already you knew all these things?
no. We actually started getting to know all these things. A lot of things are affecting the people too, but we can't come back to it because it's going like that. The only way for us to pretend it, stopping it, is you got to stop everything. So it will be very hard to திரும்பி எல்லாமே பின்னாடி பண்ணா like everything will change. Now we are every specter we go to anything we need technology. Like that's what there's a reel which told us AI is developing. They're like every scared, but AI is not developing in carpentry work, electric work. So these are the works we got to learn to.
That's all. Technology will be there. Screens will be there. Technology will be there. It should be there also. And we also need screen. We cannot live without screen. Yeah, our phone is now what? It's a library.
Yeah,
it's a
like-
bank. It's an ATM machine. It is a grocery store. Everything else except being a phone.
Yeah, true.
So we can't live without it. But the thing is, how much, even in the medical field, AI is coming. But AI cannot replace doctors because till now doctors have that communication skill, have that empathy, have the social skills to explain to a patient. Which the AI doctor cannot. AI can give you the accurate diagnosis. But the thing is, it cannot interact with people. Because many a times, what makes, as a pediatrician, I can tell, when we see patients and when we explain to them, then even without too many medicines, they become better. Because they go home with the faith that, okay, doctor has told this is only a simple viral fever, only crocin is enough, let us see. And this doctor, is good, we know him and we trust him. And when we give medicines to people who trust us, we don't have to give too many medicines, they are all better. So, technology will be there. And, like today, I did use technology to get some information. At the same time, I have used my experience to see what is important for today's we can go on for us. That cannot be. You cannot have a human grandfather, machine grandfather, machine grandmother, machine grandmother. Obviously, the way things are going after 25 years, all grandfathers, grandmothers, and relatives they behave like that because their socialization is poor. Grandfathers and grandmothers are so doting to the grandchildren. They are the people who are taking care of the children at home. They are the people who take them outside, show them the world, show them this, whatever. Maybe just going out and showing them Kaka, fathers. But there might be an age when the grandfathers and grandmothers stop being like that. And parents are also complaining. Grandparents take their kids out or give them
done.